Hello do-it-yourselfers, I'm Terry Peterman, the Internet Electrician. Welcome to another one of my video shorts on current topics. Let's get started. So in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and installing the Tinyuet Smart Lock. It's a keyless smart lock for home or office. This one is the CC-SL078, and as I said, the Smart Lock keyless entry. So let's unbox it. Inside the box, we have the instruction manual that, of course, we'll be going through in detail to make sure we install everything correctly. And inside the box, we have two of the handles. This one, of course, is for the outside for the keypad entry. And got gaskets for each to install when you put them on the door. And this would be the inside handle assembly with the battery compartment. And we have the insert if you were installing this in a commercial type of door, but we're installing it just on a basic residential door, the standard striker. It comes with the backing box and striker plate if you had that commercial door. Two keys inside this handle. If you remove it, you will find the key hole in case you happen to have dead batteries or forget your code. Again, we'll get into that later. So we've got two keys, and then we've got the Allen wrench and the rest of the hardware required to assemble this lock and install it on the door. So let's get started. So here's the location I chose to put this Tinyuet Smart Lock. It's going to be on the side entry door to my garage. Now, my front door is looked after with the Nestex Yale lock, and that serves the purpose there, but should something go wrong and you get locked out of the house, here's a perfect place for this keyless entry. Now, I do have a deadbolt on this door as well, and I'm going to have to disable that without actually patching the holes or anything. So what we'll do is probably pull the cylinder out of this, because should you lock this and go away and then need to get in this door without a key using the keyless entry, well, you're going to be in trouble, because if you've locked that deadbolt, you're not getting in. So we'll disable that. Let's get started installing the lock. So the first thing we have to do is remove the old doorknob, and you see the two screws on either side of the knob here. You have to back those out and remove that knob. So I've already run into the first challenge we're going to have with installing this. You'll notice this has three mounting holes that are required. We only have the two through the doorknob, which the doorknob has, but we're going to have to drill a hole right through the door about here. I'll use the rubber gasket as a template, and we'll get that hole drilled. Looks like about a 1/4 inch hole we need to get the assembly to fit through the door here properly. So there you go, using the gasket as a guide here. I've got that centered, and I've measured the distance between the edge of the door and the gasket to make sure it's going to be square with the door. And here's the location that I need to put that hole, that third hole. So I'll go get a drill and we'll drill that out. So I marked that hole we need on the outside of the door using that gasket as a template. Then I measured from the outside of the door edge in, and from the center of the lock up, and I did the same on the other side, made a mark so that I can drill partway in from one side and partway in from the other, so I know I get that hole level and straight. So I'm going to drill that hole now. my hole started from the inside and from the outside. I've got a nice and straight hole here. So that'll enable me to now install the handles. Okay, I got that hole drilled through from both sides. The actual hole size was 17/64 that I needed to make those fit properly. So, putting the gasket on. And you got to watch the cable, feed it through. So with the gasket in place, the cable fed through the opening. Make sure I insert the camshaft there, the shaft. Okay, that's the outside. Now we got to put the inside part on. Okay, so there you have the outside keypad handle in place. And now I need to put on the inside handle, but you can see we've got a problem again. Not a serious one, but we've got the handle probably not facing in the right direction. So these are interchangeable. I'm going to take the Allen wrench that they sent with it, pull off the handle and turn it around 180 degrees. And then we also have to remove the screw for the battery compartment and the main body. That's where we access the screws, the bolts that tie the two handles together, finish the assembly. Okay, I've turned the handle around and I have taken off the back plate and opened the battery compartment door. So now I got to make sure we don't forget the gasket. It goes on first. And then the plate itself. So we want to feed the data cable through that slot. You can see the slot in the plate here. Try to get you a good angle on that. And then that plate. Leave this screw out because it's got to go through the battery compartment on the door handle assembly itself. You can put these two screws in. But again, don't put that one in yet. Don't put that one in yet because it goes through the battery compartment to hold the inside assembly flush. Take care to center the gasket here so that the edge of the outside of the handle assembly fits into the gasket. You could stretch it to one side and then it won't fit properly. Just these two you're going to have to snug down tightly because that's the last you'll have access to them once you put on the inside handle assembly. Okay, so those two are tight. Now, here's the inside assembly in the battery compartment. Got to plug the data cable in. Snap that together. You can't get that wrong because it'll only allow you to put it one way. Then we got to tuck the data cable inside the assembly so you're not going to pinch the wires at all. And then feed it in. Okay, and now we can put that third screw in. You see it's right behind that piece in the battery compartment, but they've cut that piece so it moves apart to allow you to get that screw into place. If you can see what I'm doing here. Just tightening that last screw right there in the center. Nice and snug. And that completes the inside assembly. Just have to put these two screws back in to fasten the handle assembly to that back plate. All right, as you see, I put 2 of the 4 batteries in. We can move on to the setup process here. Just as a side note, because not everybody will have the same situation, but to disable that deadbolt on my door so that you couldn't inadvertently lock it, and then obviously your keyless entry would be of no good, of no use, I just took it apart here, the 2 long screws that held this all together, and inside, this is the outside piece where the lock cylinder is, I was able to just remove a little lock ring here, and I was able to pop out the cam that operates the lock. So neither side will be able to do anything. You can spin it as much as you want, but you won't be able to ever relock that deadbolt until you put this back together properly. But you should never need to do that. I will put this in a safe place just so it doesn't get lost. But that's how I disabled that deadbolt. With the door handle assemblies all completely installed, now we're ready for the setup procedure. So you can install all the batteries and just leave one out. Take care to make sure the polarity is correct. The positive is at the correct end. In this case, we have positive down, positive up, positive down, positive up. Usually your spring is at the negative end. So I've left one battery out. It says to press and hold the erase button and then install that last battery and wait for a beep. Then it says you can release that erase button, and we'll go to the front and show the default code. It's supposed to be 00 and then 888 888 and enter, and that should be your administrator code, the default code. Then we'll change that, but let's try it. Okay, let's try that default admin code, 00 1 2 3 4 5 6 on the 8 button. And we have it. So that's the default code. Now we can change that default administrator code by, again, going to the other side, removing a battery, press and hold the set button, and then install that battery. Okay, so now we want to get rid of that default admin code. So we press and hold the set button, reinstall that battery, and wait till the beep. Release the set button. Okay, now we're ready to set the new administrator code. Okay, I set that to 00 1 2 3 4 5 6 and enter, just for demonstration purposes. So now we have a new administrator code, which will work anytime. 00 1 2 3 4 5 6. Until you erase that, that's the administrator code. Now we can set individual codes. Now back to the keypad, the user codes, the individual user codes have to be between 02 and 50 to start your sequence. So again, you put in your administrator code. Now we're in administrator code. Now you press and hold the green button. And now you can enter a user code anywhere between 2 and 50 as a start. So let's go 02. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we've set a user code of 02, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that should work to open the door. And that operates the handle. So you can go in and set as many codes as you like. You could give every member of the family a different code. You could give the gardener one. You could give the maid one. And anybody that you'd like to have codes for your door, you can set up to 48 of them as user codes. All right, our installation is complete. The hardware is installed. We've set a new administrator code. We set up one user code. Now the last step is to close the battery box door and install the little retaining screw, and we're done. So one feature the people at Tinyuet have included in this lock is a key entry should you happen to have a dead battery or forget your code. Now, 2 things you're going to have though with you if you are locked out is the keys, and you're going to have an Allen wrench. So an Allen wrench should be easy to come by from a neighbor or something if you can't get into the house to get yours, but you need your little Allen wrench. You need to unscrew it, that set screw behind the handle, and here you see a key. So, keyhole, put in your special key that they sent 2 of, and with that key, it's a little tough to turn, but you can open the door. As you see, the striker pulls in, and you can get in. But then again, I say you need to have your key outside somewhere, as well as an Allen wrench to make that work. But nice feature. You're not totally out of luck if your battery's dead or you forget your code. So just to conclude my review of the Tinyuet Smart Lock, one of the things I noticed is the instructions were a little difficult to understand, and I would attribute most of that to the translation from Chinese to English, and the people at Tinyuet have assured me they're working on that to come out with a better set of instructions. The other thing is they do mention smart lock a lot in the product description, and that would lead most people to believe that it has smart home connectivity, which it does not. However, you're talking about a good high quality product with good quality components, and for anybody just looking for keyless entry that has reprogrammable and programmable codes, this is the product for you. So I would highly recommend it, the Tinyuet Smart Door Lock. So thanks for watching the complete unboxing and installation of the Tinyuet Smart Door Lock. The good people there have offered a discount code for watching this video. So if you follow the link I've embedded below in the description and use that discount code that is there, you can get 10% off your purchase, and this offer is good till December 31st of 2019. Thanks again for watching. Thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something useful from this video. My goal is to help you out with your small home electrical projects or minor repairs, and to help you complete them both safely and competently. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel here. And for more helpful information, visit my website at electrical-online.com. And if you'd like to learn more about home electrical, my program, The Basics of Household Wiring, is simply the best electrical educational information you will find. And it's available as a DVD or an instant download. I also use this information as the core material for my best-selling course at udemy.com called Learn the Basics of Household Wiring, the Electrical System A to Z. And of course, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter. But what if you need help with something right away? I'm one of the experts on the Magnify app. That's Magnify with an I. You download the app and search for the Internet Electrician from your smartphone. You can get instant assistance. And I'm also a certified expert on the JustAnswer.com team. There are links below in the description here to everything that I've told you about. So until next time, thanks for watching. I'm Terry Peterman, the Internet Electrician.